Hi there, I'm Anika, and I'm here to show you how you can use the compounded interest formula to solve a compound interest word problem. So, just to review, basically at the end of the summer, you earn $15 from your job, you decide to save it, you open an account at that earns 5% interest compounded monthly. You have to write an equation for your future value in terms of t or years, and they're asking how much will you have in the account after 3 years as well. So, um, essentially, our first step will be to just take out all the values from the word problem that we can. The reason why I chose this equation here, the a equals p times 1 plus r over n to the power of nt, is because it has the keyword compounded monthly. So if you ever see compounded monthly, compounded yearly, compounded daily, anything but compounded continuously, you'll use this formula here. Compounded continuously is slightly different formula. So what we'll do is we'll just pick out all the values first. So our initial principal is $1,500. That's what we earned over the summer, and that's what we put into the account. Our interest rate is 5%. And what's important about it is we have to put it into a decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and already just do 0.05, or you can do 5 divided by 100. And that will get you that in decimal form. N is the number of times that's compounded per year. So it says here that it's compounded monthly. There are 12 months in a year, so it's compounded 12 times a year. And the time in years, we can just put t for now because our first part of the problem is asking to write an equation. So we're going to use this equation down here and just plug in all the values. So our equation becomes a equals our principal, which is 1,500, times 1 plus 0.05 over 12, or the interest rate over the number of times it's compounded, to the power of the number of times it's compounded times t. And we can simplify what's in the parentheses in there to become a equals 1,500 times, it's a fairly long decimal, but I'll just write out part of it. 1.00416 repeated to the power of 12t. So this equation here becomes the first part of what they're asking, the first question. The second part, it's telling you that your t is 3 years. So we can go ahead and put in 3 years for our time and essentially just use the same exact equation here. And instead of putting t up here, we can put 3. So I'll do this in a different color. So we'll have a is equal to 1,500 times 1.00416 repeated to the power of 12 times 3. So the first step to sort of start solving this would be to do the exponent, multiply out the exponent. So 12 times 3 is 36. Now 1.00416 repeated, and all of that times 1,500. The second step is to actually put 1.00416 repeated to the power of 36 and then multiply by 1,500. So after we take that to the power of 36, we should get something like 1.16147, very long decimal, so it's 1.16417, so on and so forth. And then finally, we can take this value from our calculator and multiply it by 1,500. And we should get that our future value after 3 years is $1,742.21. It was originally 0.208, but I rounded up to 1 because 21 cents is easier to say than 20.8 cents or something. So in the end, you get that as your answer. Hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.